Alright, welcome back to Templar's Talks, number 27 this time. And, let's see what we have up for you this week. I can already spoil to all our listeners that I was not at a show for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, those 2 weeks went by like...
Yeah,
and
that
it was
is true.
gone.
I did do some other cool stuff, so yeah.
Yes.
Quite keep me up to date with that. I mean, I was still busy with moving the website in the beginning from another server. That always is interesting to see what's going on, and not everything went smoothly right away. So I had to chase some customer service, but then again, our new host has a very good customer service who actually fixes shit. So that was a very positive experience after all. If it doesn't go smoothly, it might better be fixed right. Well, yeah. And the weekend after, I went basically to a photo studio where I kind of lingered for 3 full days in the darkness with some light. Played with models.
Sorry.
Not my usual kind of stuff.
Sorry, my mind today is a little bit.
Don't be dirty. Yeah.
Sorry.
I know, but the intention was to somehow feel okay with me doing stuff on the road also a bit more. So maybe it was all in the benefit of Templar.
Me too.
So yeah, that's why my excuse for
some...
not seeing any shows. But of course, you already spoiled in the last episodes that you would go to one, like so.
Yeah, I think that was that evening. So
people want to hear about that experience of yours in Tilburg, was it right?
Yes, I went to see Paganfest in Tilburg, and I think it's been like, I don't know how many years, 10 years or something, or longer.
Yeah, they didn't do the Paganfest tour for a while, isn't it?
No. I think they followed me. I mean, I quit doing photography and reviewing, and then Paganfest follows, and after 10 years I return. And then they return the year after, more or less. So, I don't know. It's in fashion, I think. But Paganfest returned and they went to Europe, I think. They skipped the northern part. Because I heard some people complaining they didn't came to Finland and Sweden and Norway. But yeah, it was fun. For me, it was, I was looking forward because there were like 2 bands that I hadn't seen in quite a while. And a new band for me, Elvenking. And we're going to see them this summer again. So I was, looking forward to see something new. And then, of course, our best friends of Alestorm were playing as well. So, yeah, it was a fun evening, and it was even more fun that the only thing that I would like to say is that, and I don't know if it's a Paganfest organization thing or it was from the venue, but the venue opened at 5. The first band started to play at 5:20, and I was still standing outside at the box office.
Oh, wow, that's so nice. Like,
So I saw I saw it coming. So I was already I didn't wear a coat. I was just wearing my hoodie and I was putting my camera on, ready to go. And then I got my ticket and I looked at my time and they started to play. So I ran inside, took a photo of the locker screens, Nowadays you have to scan a locker and you have to type in your email and pay your locker. So I just did that while running through the photo pit. I threw my bag on the stage and I saw the security guy looking like, "What are you doing?" And I was like walking in with my scarf around my head and still like... And I went into the photo pit and I photographed Elvenking. And they're from Italy, I believe. And they are a little bit more, what can I say? A little bit more like the folkish, I believe. A little bit more inspired by like fairy tales and all those.
I don't know. I got a lot of emails about this band, but I don't remember when I saw them or saw them before. But I knew about them, and for some reason I've been getting lots of emails about this band. Probably also have some promo from them. But
yeah, but I think they were, I rushed in while they were already playing. So they play power metal with folk-ish stories. I quite liked it. The singer has the first couple of songs. He has like big antlers on his head.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing how they dress up. So it's not a completely dressed up band like we love. Yeah, and they have a violinist, which is pretty nice.
It's interesting. I see that they're having an album coming out in April, the 11th of April. It's called Reader of the Runes / Luna, because it seems to be part of a trilogy. So yeah, it's described as between hope and darkness. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, well, the darkness was... The darkness was me running to the photo pit, and the hope
was you getting the shot still?
That they were still playing. So I felt their performance. No, I liked it, and I'm curious. If we will hear more of them. Of course, we will see them this summer. Nothing more to say, because I didn't listen to any of the music, so I couldn't, sing along or recognize anything or have any material to compare it with. So I just liked it. And then we had, I have to check because my mind doesn't work today. We had Heidevolk.
The Dutchies.
That's our Dutchies when it comes to pagan metal. I've seen Heidevolk countless of times. I think I've seen Heidevolk a lot of times actually together with Tur. Back in 2009, 10, 11. I saw them
They're always around.
Together. But then I think Heidevolk, I don't know, they dropped out of my bubble, so to say. And I think last year I saw them at a festival, and that was the first time to see them again. And to me, they did change. When I saw them in that little time span of 3 years, more or less, I think Sebastian was still playing in it. And maybe they had a different vocalist. I can't remember quite well. And the music to me was a little bit more folkish, what I remember. And now I would say it's a little bit more grounded in a little bit more metal than folk.
I think...
So it's a little bit more darker, a little bit more aggressive than how I remember Heidevolk.
They did change a little bit in the lineup through the years, of course. And for me, what I always think it's hard if I see Heidevolk is that they have so many people there. Like, it's...
it's busy.
Yeah, it's like, okay, nice, but for me it's a bit overkill. I think if less is more or something. I don't know. For them, I don't know. But I do like, because the songs are very recognizable and easily to catch.
Yeah, I love it that they...
Very catchy in their metal way.
I love it that they have a lot of songs in Dutch, and even when they play in other countries, they still perform those Dutch songs, and the people sing it along. And it's kind of funny because, we both like Ensiferum and we can sing Finnish bands, and we but this is the other way around, that other people sing the Dutch songs So I think it's kind of funny, and I think it's lovely that they've been growing again, or maybe have been all of those years. But yeah, it was amazing to see a sold out venue. I think there was like 3,000 people in there, or close to 3,000, singing along with all those songs. And, you know, it's maybe a little bit of Dutch pride, you know, about the songs they sing.
Yeah.
For
and
me,
I think for them, it's
actually.
also nice that the whole Paganfest is coming back. Like, it's
Yes.
so the people who go to Paganfest, they are kind of their fans, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's like a scene on its own almost.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, that was Heidevolk. I quite loved it. I don't think they were the best, in my opinion, that evening. Then we had Tur, and I just mentioned that I think I saw Heidevolk countless of times with Tur together in a time span of 3 years, in a long time ago. But haven't listened to them until this Paganfest tour for quite some years. So I think the day before I quickly checked some music. Of course, I can't remember. So I was standing there. But it was funny. I still could remember all those songs from the back countless years ago. They still stick to your head. I mean, Hold the Hammer High is quite one of those songs, you know. I don't think they will ever fade away, the lyrics in your head. You know, you forget important phone numbers or information, but you will always remember lyrics. So yeah, Tur on stage, for me, half of the band was different people. As said, because I haven't seen them in like 10 years, so for me it was different. But it was also fun to see them. I quite liked it. I do have to say that the vocals from Harry kind of sounded at some points like he was getting older.
Well, newsflash, he is!
Yeah, but in my head, I still, I still have the picture from more than 10 years ago. So, but I could hear it. Maybe or maybe it was the sound, because I was standing in a photo pit the first couple of songs. Then I went to the back of the venue. Then I went up on the balcony. And then I returned back to the side of the photo pit. But it's also fun, just like Heidevolk, they get the whole audience going, sing all those songs. They have quite of those catchy ones that everybody knows there. And I think that's maybe also the charm of Paganfest, like you said, you know, it's definitely some sort of fan base that likes all these bands and sings along with all those bands, not just one. They seem to embrace all of those bands.
But funny.
So that's
funny that, like,
fun.
I mean, for a lot of vocalists, I kind of like it when they, like, get older. The voice, like, progresses. And, of course, a lot of them work a lot on the way they use their voice. So, for me, I also think that's very interesting to observe.
Yeah, well... It was not a bad thing, but that's, I don't know, maybe it was just not a good evening, because, you know, if you've been singing for, like, I don't know how many shows, and maybe, I think there was also flu going around, so maybe, you know, it was not his very best. And it was just, like, in 1 or 2 songs, and the rest, it was not there, so maybe it was just, he needed a sip of water or something, you know.
Possible.
Possible. So, but yes, I love to see them, and I would hope to catch them somewhere in the future again. That would be nice. So we'll see. And then we had Ensiferum.
Oh yeah, Ensiferum is one of those bands that I see around a lot, even if I don't want to. Yeah, no, and I don't.
Yeah, but you go to Finland every year, so...
Yeah, but it's like, even if I'm like, okay, I've seen Ensiferum now so many times, and then I put up the polls on the Instagram, and all you people vote for me to go see Ensiferum. So, you guys want me to see it, and want to hear about Ensiferum, and let's just keep the joke aside, because they do good stuff. I have no comments about that, but for me it's like, I've seen them so many times. There's also other options that play in, and then I like, okay, I can skip them this time and see them next year, something like that. But yeah. But now they came by and it was your turn, so...
It was my turn to see them, and for me it was, it also been some years, although I think I saw them Into the Grave 2016?
Yeah.
17? They played there. Can't remember exactly which year, but we saw them there. I think 2016 or something. So from all these bands, it was the one. Oh no, Heidevolk. But yeah, I think I've seen them in Finland as well. And they always play the same.
Yeah, kinda.
Which is not a bad thing, because you get what you want, and they deliver. It's always good. It's always a party to me. They seem to have a lot of fun, even though I think it's a different kind of way of fun than the last band, Alestorm, of course. They still sing. They take their lyrics very seriously, and I think their songwriting as well. But it was good. I quite enjoyed Ensiferum and to the most of this evening, mainly because I just like those bands more. And the same, everybody was singing along, even the Finnish songs. It's funny to see people sing along. And for me, it was kind of funny because they play one of those very strange polka songs. Polka songs in the changeover, and I was like, okay, I can't remember those Ensiferum songs, but I do know this polka song.
Yeah, but some of these are quite notorious. So yeah.
So that was for me kind of fun, and for me the evening could have stopped here. I was already a happy girl, and Alestorm didn't make me a lot more happy.
No.
It's not my kind of band. It will never be. But I promised everyone that I would be photographing them, so I did. I did make a black and white version of them to give them a little bit more balls, I think. Yeah. Well, I think they got the whole crowd. I think all the bands before they played great. And then Alestorm came. I think people know we have Carnival coming up, and I think it was a very, very good
warm up. Yeah.
Celebration of all those weird Carnival people, because they loved Alestorm. I think the roof kind of exploded almost. It was a truly big party, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for it. Maybe it's just not my thing. I just left after 3 songs.
I mean, I think any listener of Templars knows by now that we're not the biggest Alestorm fans. So, why should we keep on going and watching and bash the songs that they do? Why not?
No, it's not.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I just don't like it. It's not my thing.
That's what I'm saying. So... Like, why should we stick around and do that? Yeah. Why you can just go home and let that be for the audience who actually enjoys it? Like... Good for you, people. Yeah. Enjoy and see you next time.
Also, I didn't know quite, I think Elvenking, Heidevolk, Ensiferum, they share a common pagan belief somewhere. And Alestorm, to me, doesn't fit the pagan part.
I think they were just there to...
They sing about drunken pirates and to...
I think they were just there to bring in people more... I don't know. It didn't seem like a match for me either. But... Anyway, it seems like people enjoyed.
But anyway, the venue was full. It was sold out. People loved it. I think it was a very good evening. It was very lovely to see that Paganfest returned after 10 years. I had a great time. Looking forward to next year. Curious what bands will play there. Curious if I will see some of these bands next year somewhere. I don't think I've seen any of them except Elvenking somewhere on the festivals. But, who knows? The year is still young, as we say. So maybe one of them will be on tour later this year after the festival season. Yeah. And I think, it's a good thing. It's so lovely to see that this genre is coming back to life. I don't think it's ever been away.
It's always been a bit there, but it's good to see some nostalgia coming along, and
Yes.
Good for that.
So it was a good evening.
All right. Well, no more shows then. What do I have in the planning? Yeah, maybe in the upcoming week I'll be seeing a small show in Arnhem, so I will probably be there. But for the rest, I have no idea about my agenda yet, because I'm doing a lot of interviews at the moment, trying to deal with people who beg you to do an interview and then fail to respond. Please interview us. We love that. We really want to talk about our new album with you. And then you're like, oh sure, I can do it this and this and this time. So when are you available? And then crickets, and then 1.5 weeks later, oh sorry, I was so busy. Can you give me some new dates? Because these other ones are all past. And you're like, oh sure, no worries, I understand. Here is some new dates. And then same happens all over again. Oh my god, you want to promote something and you ask us to interview you, and I'm like, sure, and then you're like, not. I don't know, I don't understand how people work. But there are some some interviews coming up for the listeners, so keep an eye on our channels. Cool. Definitely something coming up.
Yeah, you told one of them to me, and I think that will be a quite interesting one. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared.
So I will
because
tell our people. I don't think you have to be.
No, but it's like
I think that person is quite a lovely person.
Sure, no, but that's not why I'm scared. It's more like I need to do a lot of research, and I won't be getting the album until tomorrow, probably during the day, and in the evening I have to interview it, so I barely have time to listen to that album.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and I will make it happen and do my best.
I'm pretty sure, and I think our audience, our people listening, I think you will love this one. So too. Even if it's not your type of music, I think it's just an interesting person, and I'm pretty sure it will be an interesting conversation. Knowing you dig in deep sometimes to get to ask some right questions, not the what is your favorite color question.
Yeah, no, but it's good also. For me, curious. It's also good to know that it's a professional who has done many interviews. So then it's for me a bit easier to say yes to an interview at short notice. Well, I don't have the music yet. Because I know that that person knows how interviews work and that you have to give a proper answer. That's more than yes and no. So that definitely helps for me to say yes.
So how was your process of writing this album? Yes.
Yeah. We went to the studio and recorded it.
Is there more?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just snapped your fingers and it was there, but thank you for these insights.
Okay, but I will be doing something this week. 2 weeks. I wanted to go to Spirit Box, but they cancelled all photographers. as far as I know.
I wanted to go, but I forgot about it. I'm bad.
Yeah, I think they do. I heard from somebody else who went to see them somewhere last week, but they weren't allowed to shoot in the photo pit.
I think I saw something else actually that they are going to record something like video. But maybe that's the reason, because I don't know why otherwise. There's a lot of people doing that in Tilburg for some reason, because I thought Lapros was also doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe the sound is quite good.
That's true.
I know some sound guys there. They do big stuff. So maybe, I don't know.
But for me, I wanted to. I had that show was on my shortlist, but for some reason I was too busy and completely slipped my mind that I should look into it.
Yeah, well, I think you didn't get the photo pass.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'm
so
glad I didn't put the effort in for something that wouldn't be happening anymore.
Yes.
So, good.
So now I will be going to Quellertag on Tuesday.
Those guys.
Yes. So you will hear me talk about it. And then I think I have nothing until the next month.
Yeah.
So you have to go visit something, because otherwise we have nothing to talk about.
I have one show that I will go on Wednesday. But it's not like a big name or something, so people just have to wait and see.
Doesn't have to always be big.
I was considering doing something on Friday, but that's probably not gonna happen because other plans come in. So that's okay. And let's see, then I actually have to do some family birthdays, so that's also there.
Those happen.
Yep. And yeah, maybe one of bigger show, I don't know, because we'll see how much I have to go on in with all these interviews. I kind of like to focus on that for a bit, so I have a lot to show to people. But in March, I think I will probably be seeing some acts that I have on my shortlist. So yeah,
cool.
I think I will probably go to see Goth Minister. And I'm always there.
Sabina not going to Godminister.
But I'm not even a big fan or something. But so I somehow end up going there. Like,
no, I know, but
it's like funny, and I appreciate the guy. Like, I like it when people have a very professional look. And I still love my ass off when he brings out that kitchen stairs fold out thingy, because he still used that in his show. That he's been using for 20 years by now. It's funny if you see him like in that thing on the stage with the fabric around it, and he's climbing up these stairs to just stand a little bit over, being with the arms wavy and such. And I'm like, oh gosh, that thing has been around for so long. It's such like. How do you say? It's a DIY thing to do that on a stage, and I really appreciate it when people put the effort in to do that. So it's funny to see that still working, even if the band grows bigger. But they also they bring Stone Man from Switzerland, and gosh, I think a lot of people who've been following Templars for a long time might remember these guys from Thrashfest days where they showed up. I actually had to interview them once because they invited me when they were support for Tiamat. And yeah, I said yes to that because I wanted to see Tiamat. And it was like, okay, I don't even have to request anything, so this is easy. Why not? Me being lazy.
Why not?
But yeah, these guys, they back in the days, they really had this interview. When this interview was going along, also their attitude was very like, oh, we're the rock stars, we're just here to get the chicks and whatever. So I was always thinking, they won't last very long, but apparently they're still active and going on a tour again. So I really wonder if they grew up by now and how their music sounds like. Because it was very glamorous rock back in the days. Or at least they had that ambition. So that's what I'm curious about. I kind of do want to see it for that. Like, where are these people standing now? That's also one of the things that caught me in my mind. But let's see, because there will be some other shows that I'm still thinking, like, will I go there? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I'm thinking about it.
We'll see. It will be a big surprise to all of us.
I still have time. It's not March yet, so I can think about it. Maybe at the end of March I'll be off to another country for a small festival. But we'll see about that. So, plans are there.
You will go.
I kind of have.
I can see in the stars that you will go.
It's very likely that I will, because I arranged the hotel, everything, and if I don't want a hotel, I also have a place to sleep alternatively, if that's if so. But I didn't book a flight yet. But then again, to that place I often drive, but depends a little bit what I want to do. I have to make up my mind whether I want to invest in flying or take my car there, which is equally expensive. So that. So yeah, plans are there, but for February things are still quiet. But at least I have for the next edition, I will have one show to talk about. So that's that. Yeah. That's a promise, and that's how it's gonna be. What we didn't have for this week is an album to discuss, and that's also completely Sabine's fault, because I was looking for the right album for me and Elvira to go and discuss about, because we don't always like the same, and
because I'm the picky one, huh?
Well, I'm very. I like to just randomly try a band and listen to it, and I have a very broad taste in genres, while you are more like, but you're more. We're not overlapping everything, you know. So that's why I was like, and I was going through the list of February promos, and I was thinking, no, nothing specifically that we should do. And then I'm like thinking, okay, maybe in the next week I will get the new ones in, because that keeps going through the month. Don't worry, there's always more. But then I was also busy and didn't check it too much, and I didn't see anything that I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's send that. I did also get some albums that were sent out on the day that they release, and that's also stupid, because you have no time to prepare anything. So that's also there. Oh. But no albums. But I did have some news that we're going to discuss. And I think the first topic is one that probably not a lot of people would have missed. Black Sabbath is coming to back. Black Sabbath is going to do some shows. And that's just like insane. Yeah.
Epic.
And I forgot what the whole event is called, actually. Because I was mainly surprised about that whole event going about these expensive prices that they were charging for it. But it's kind of, they say now it's the last Black Sabbath concert, but to be honest, we all know that the last concert is always quite relative in music. Because if they feel like they do it, they will do another reunion show just for that.
It's called Back to the Beginning.
Something like that, yeah. And what I found interesting is that it's with the original lineup, I think. And Ozzy is also going to be there with his private thing. And then I remember seeing, like, on the Dutch news website, saw the news about this event being announced. And straight underneath that was the news message about Ozzy Osbourne barely being able to walk. Now, that's not something new. If you ever saw anything about this guy before, is that he's not, like, the best walker. But when it was brought like that, I was thinking, okay, so he's playing then, with Black Sabbath, and then, he's doing his own set probably straight after that. If I see how it was announced on the bill, on the logos and such, that would indicate that Black Sabbath is, the right before, Ozzy Osbourne is playing right for Black Sabbath. So I'm like, so he plays what? A lot? Are people gonna put a share up for him or something? Or
I think so.
Is this very interesting to see? Okay, it sold out in 16 minutes I saw. So apparently it's interesting to see. I found it funny because there were also some bands that I think could easily fill up the slots on its own. Gojira was playing that, and I was like, if they would have done a headlining show, they would have sold out also. So, okay, cool. But
yeah, but can we just mention the names that are like
sure,
coming?
Go
because
ahead.
I actually saw this. I follow Geezer Butler on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bass player, so I saw it popping up there, and then I was like, oh my god, Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alestorm. I'm not quite a fan of that one, but Alice in Chains, sadly not with the best singer, but Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon. I mean,
insane. All of them are headliners, right?
I mean, that's like a festival on its own.
Headliners
and then
only.
You have like people coming in. Yeah, and then you have like people joining, like Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins, like Disturbed, Daniel Draymain, Korn, even the guy from Sleep Token. I'm not sure which one because I don't follow Sleep Token, but one of them. And it's KK Downing, Fred Durst. It's like
insane.
Yeah. And I can understand, like, the news dropped, and then I saw my Instagram, because I mainly hang out on there. I saw, like, a lot of people like, oh my god, do we need to, shall we, okay, England. Can we go to England? Okay, let's wait. And then the tickets went to sale, and I saw my whole timeline, like, everybody trying to buy these tickets. And I've got a few friends that are going, but they're spending, like...
thousands. Insane.
So much money on a ticket. It's like insane. And then you only have the ticket, you have to fly over there, you have to find a place to sleep, because how many freaking people are going to be there? So how can you find a hotel in the area? It's like impossible, because everything is sold out already.
And the hotels are going to spike their prices too. You just know that's going to happen, right?
If it's not already sold out.
But, if they have...
But oh my god, this
it's insane at least, and I think it's. I mean, I would never pay a couple €1,000 for a show, never. But good.
They should have done it. The best thing 1 day later. I mean, my birthday. That would have been the best.
I'm sorry,
but I claimed that day already. So sorry.
I mean, I don't have. I mean, we are always joking about me winning the lottery and supporting people, but I didn't win the lottery yet. So this is a bit too much for a birthday gift, I'm sorry. But maybe if you want, you can try and request a photo pass. But probably you will be one of the 20,000 who do that. So no, no, insane.
No, I think actually in the Netherlands we have pirate party. Something I love dearly.
Oh, great.
No, I think the 5th is actually Helmond Open Air, and the 6th is the pirate party. That, But why did it? So you can see old bands as well on the 5th of July in the Netherlands.
It's probably a bit cheaper. It's probably a bit cheaper. And
I thought there was one curious band. Let me check which bands there are.
I did find it funny
lineup.
When I saw it, I was writing it. I sent you the screenshot of it, and I was like, "This is bass players' heaven for you." Like, it wasn't like every other bassist we had in our All About the Bass section that we occasionally drop in. That was like, "Oh yeah, here we go. One of my influences is Black Sabbath. This is this, and like." So I think that a lot of bass players have spent a lot of money on this event, to be honest. Maybe, but you, Helmond Open Air, tell me about it. Who's coming?
Life of Agony,
With
Living Color, Destruction, Doggy
Living
Dog,
Color. Cool.
Ronnie Dame's Dio Memorial Concert, Vengeance, Propane,
Yeah.
Burger.
I mean,
Yeah, well, it's
Living
not
Color
my-
is really nice. I like them. I like Living Color. I have like a shitload of 7 inches of them in my collection.
Aww.
Yeah, nice. But I'm probably not gonna be at this event.
No, me neither. It's not
Yeah.
my...
But cool.
Oh, it's the 13th of July. It's not the...
Yeah.
I thought it was the day before. But no.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I thought maybe everybody was not being able to get a ticket could go there.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think maybe they'll do a second day or something because so many people. Yeah.
Or maybe in 2 months they will move everything to another country in Europe and then the whole world
Yeah.
explodes again. That would be fun.
Oh well, what can I say? That
Okay,
was that.
so was there any
There was
other
a news,
news?
but it's a bit gossipy. So, on the other end, the band
Ooh.
brought it out themselves, and it's about the Swedish band Elaine. They kicked out their
Oh.
drummer, and I think was it their
Juicy.
guitarist, bassist.
The bassist.
Yeah, I'll remember that. But about mistreating the fans, and now that wasn't further specified. I think at least, but
No.
when I was reading that, because I was actually
Curious.
invited for the shows recently, and I was like, oh, I didn't never liked
Mm-hmm.
the promos I got before. They were so. Not bad, but not something.
Yeah, it's also
Yeah.
not my band.
So I was like, nah, I'll skip on this one. And but now I see all this news going on and it blowing up. Yeah, I
So who was kicked out? Victor Johansson and Anton
Yeah.
Helgesson?
well, but also it's interesting that it's
Maybe?
2 of them.
Who is who?
It's interesting that it's the 2 of them, not just one guy.
Huh? Oh, the
And
guitarist.
of course, they don't specify what exactly happened because, I mean, I can imagine from the band point of view that that's not something you want to do, but usually in the gossip comes out eventually. I wonder
Yeah.
because that's.
Well, my mind is making
Oh,
assumptions.
really? I didn't see that.
No?
Mistreating fans is. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not mistreating.
I mean,
fans. Yeah, I don't know.
that's just like I don't know. That sounds
Feeding alcohol.
yeah,
no, I don't know.
the Rammstein way. What you mean like? But I mean, in the past I've also heard financial scams going on, but I don't know. That's just something I heard about other bands. Dus I'm not saying that
Oh.
it has anything to do, but that's also mistreating. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's about drummer Jasper Sonhagen and bass player Philip
Yeah.
Stahlberg.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's cool for them that they.
Just not to say
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
names here, you know.
I think it's cool that they took the decision to just be open about it. They could also just say like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
we parted ways," and that's how it is, you know. At least they give some information about what this decision is, and they state that they think their fans are important, so that's why they did this.
Yeah, if they especially say they have broken one of the most important parts of our band
Yeah.
member contract, you know, being in this band is okay, it's cool, but you have to respect some rules, and if you
Yeah,
skip those
true.
rules, you know, sorry,
Yeah.
but
no, but I think it's cool that they put their fans first
Yeah.
in that matter. So yeah, that's a kind of a compliment to make. I think good for them for making that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that was going on, maybe we'll know, maybe we'll never know. That's either way fine for me. But the message to me jumped out, and I was like, okay, interesting beef going on. So that.
yes.
Well, that was my news for this week. Yeah, I could go straight to the Ikigai, But I already spoke about my ikigai, and that's me planning a lot of interviews. So, yeah, that's interesting.
And then it's my job to slowly try to figure out which bands you will be interviewing, because...
I'm always secretive about it, right? Well, the other one, which I just said that they kept saying that they didn't reply, that I already mentioned the name to you as well, so you know that one. If you remember. No. Don't remember.
No.
And some other ones, I've a couple on offer, and I have to listen to see if I find them interesting enough to do it. And that's probably something I will do after this. And some friends kind of band that I might go for. So I will just ask them if they're interested. And one band that I'm going to ask is because they were super cute on writing me a message in Dutch while they're not Dutch. And I think that's bonus points.
Aww.
I appreciate the effort. That means you just go a little bit further than what other people are doing. So, I think that deserves some credit. So that's definitely something I will go after. So in the upcoming weeks you'll probably see some videos appear on our YouTube channel. If you haven't liked and subscribed, then better do it, because that's where you see it first before we talk about it in our podcast, which you probably also listen on YouTube, because that's obviously our most listened to medium for podcasts. So
and I'm still working on the bass players, but I'm kind of slow with it, and I have someone pending. But somehow we were trying to not do it by email or just the questions, but actually doing it in an interview style, to maybe just put on the website, not into the podcast, but then we always kind of remind each other about that we were going to do it when the bass player is going on tour.
Yeah, typical.
So, hey, I'm going on tour again. We should do that. Oh yeah, wait, but now you're on tour. Okay, let's wait.
And for me, it's interesting because, if I get a bass player to interview, then I could ask the question as well. But the problem is, the bass players usually don't do the interviews. So I never really can take it in one of the interviews I'm already doing. So that's one thing. But we will be doing some more bass stories this year. But
I would love to do it in an interview style, but instead of a question style. But
why not? We can do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube channel. You can put it up there.
Yeah, but my face on YouTube, I'm not a fan of that.
On. Mine is on there, so.
Yes, we know.
I never had any negativity so far, so. Yeah, people are
cool.
Quite nice.
So maybe, if people really want it, I maybe have to try it.
So drop in the comments whether you think that Elvira should do this interview on YouTube. Just comment. Do it. How many likes?
I need to find, on the next festivals, I just will running around with my camera and my Instagram like, okay, just wave at our fans. Only the bass player. Sorry, you're not... Say hi. No, joking.
Let's do something, but we'll figure it out. We have many things in mind.
Yeah.
Do you have any ikigai?
Seeing those Ensiferum and Tour again, that was my ikigai,
That's
I think.
Nice. Some nostalgia.
Yeah. So many years ago.
Yeah. It's cool also to see that so many...
Over 10 years.
But it's cool to see these bands are still around, right? That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, playlist. And yes, I have a list. And And that's probably not even everything, because I often listen to something in the car and then I completely forget to write it down that I listened to it and I should talk about that in a podcast. But that's okay. I have a list. Let's start with the Finnish band Iiwanajulma. Like on Valentine's Day, they released a new album, Muruk. That is... they have been working on it for quite a while. I mean, I have interviewed them also when they did the previous album, the famous 2.5 hour long interview that I had to cut down and write out. So yeah, I was curious about this one. They already dropped a couple singles a while ago, with Reactio being one, which I really liked. Listen to the album. There's some... It's typical, if you know this band, then you know exactly what to expect. They're not gonna have some ground shaking, something new that you haven't heard before. It's Iiwanajulma. It asks you a question basically if you listen to their music. You could say political, but my Finnish isn't good enough to judge that in a way. But if you know their songs,
we should go there more often to keep our Finnish up to date. I started Duolingo again, guys. I'm on day 4. No, I'm not going to put energy in learning Finnish if I'm not going to move there. To be honest, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm a little weird.
Yeah,
so.
But I'm a beta person. I'm not very good in learning languages, so and I also don't really enjoy it. No, it's okay. But if I mean, of course, we talk a lot to these people. We've known for a long time, so I know what it's. I can feel it, and what I think with Iiwanajulma is also, it doesn't matter whether you hear the lyrics, you can feel the load of it, what it is in, because Ville the singer is very good in pronouncing every detail of a word in such a way that you can feel the loads, and that's very unique. That's what I'm always saying to him. Like, I like it when you speak Finnish because I can really hear how a word is supposed to be pronounced, and that's really not always.
You're the only Finn I can understand.
I didn't say that. No, but it is like if someone is really pronouncing every letter, every word from a word, like clearly. If you don't know the language, you feel it, what it's about, and that's a thing that I really like about.
I understand what you're.
So, yeah, in 2 weeks they will have their album release party in Helsinki and on the rocks. Unfortunately, I am not flying over because there's also an end to my money and spare time and everything. So I'm not gonna fly to Finland to see that. But
my mind is jumping to a song. We're flying.
I've done it in the past, but yeah. I mean, there's enough things going on. I've been investing also in some other stuff, so no, I have to draw a line somewhere, and I will definitely go and see them some other time in summer, maybe. So,
will you not catch them anywhere this summer on a festival somewhere in Finland or something?
Probably not, but that's okay because they don't do that much of the bigger festivals. But I think it was funny because they had a lot of.
Maybe.
I mean, for a band that is basically a kind of underground thing in Finland, they got like good amount of streams in short time, so that shows that they have some dedicated fans who love what they are doing and such.
Yeah.
Let me see, because I just had my Spotify open. Yeah. So I think.
Wait, what did you say?
I did say that. Yes, I have it open because I need to update things. So I had it open. It did have to update itself, and it's asking for another update, so I'm kind of behind on that. But yeah, let's just say that they got traction, so that's very nice. Yeah, so Iiwanajulma, if you're in Helsinki in the 28th of this month, definitely go to On The Rocks and see them. Yeah,
should go there.
Recommend it. One band I have been listening very briefly to is Arkaist, a black metal band from France. kind of checking out whether I should review it or not. Then I realized I probably don't have time to do that, but I still wanted to listen to it. So I quickly checked that out. I checked the new Dream Theater, which dropped this week, I think. Was it last week? Something like that. I'm not per se a big fan of that music, but you cannot not listen to that album at least once if you're a music writer. I think it's one of those names that belongs to the basics for metal, so you need to at least listen to that album a little bit. So far I'm not. I mean, it's not. It's definitely Dream Theater. I think you can hear how good they are. So I think for a lot of fans, they will be very happy with this release. That I can say. It's called Parasomnia. If you haven't heard it yet, check it out. I quickly listened to the band I just spoke about the interviews. They're called Nachtschatten. So here's my little spoiler for you people. They play melodic death metal, and they released an album called Polaris. I think it's pretty cool. It has a decent quality if you're like into the melodic death. This adds a little bit. It's in German, so you have to like that. Otherwise, this will probably not be it. But I think if I hear the way they play, they have a very international approach with their songs. It could be growing international, I think, and whether that is them keep playing their songs in English or whether they keep the German language into it, I don't know. But I think they're made for a decent amount of audience. So keep your eyes on that. And the last one I was briefly checking out is a band called Ereb Altor. Death Doomish, I think from Sweden, if I remember correctly, where they're from. And yeah, I'm definitely not gonna pronounce that album name because just as I said, I'm not that good in learning languages, and this is something that in not the smallest amount of words I could pronounce correctly. So no. Any case, they play epic Viking metal, so yeah, a bit doomish if I remember that. Very dark kind of music. So I might make an effort to write about that on the website if I somehow can buy a can of time. Then I will do that. So yeah, that's my list. And I think you probably have some albums to mention as well. Your classics, of course, that you always listen to.
My classics. Well, actually, I've been listening to the latest album from Avatarium.
Okay,
the Swedish band. We saw them last year at a festival, and they have an album out, Between You, God, and the Devil and the Dead. I quite like it, and I saw that
someone in our crew did.
A person from our team and our crew. She interviewed the band. I think it's a lovely interview. So if you want,
definitely,
you should check it out. It's
definitely
on the website.
It needs to be seen by a couple more people, I think, because it's a really nice interview.
Yeah, and it's. I kind of really like this band. They play. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really enjoyable music for me.
I've been tagging it Swedish Doom all the time, I think, so that's probably how they promoted themselves. But I think if I
don't think it's that doomy. It's a little bit more bluesy.
Yeah, I remember
doomy,
they remind me a bit to Jess and the Ancient Ones, which said that they recently in other ways they said that they sort of cancelled with their singer, the Jazz from Jazz and the Ancient Ones. So, but they're still doing something and going on further. So I don't know if they have to find a new singer, I think. So I don't know if they keep that name or keep it at the promoter pronounced it as Doom Rock, so Swedish Doom Rock.
Okay. Yeah. It's more, rocky, doom, bluesy. I like it. It's lovely. You should give it a spin. I think they deserve it. A little bit more attention. And I've been listening, of course, to all these. I've been listening to Silverchair, because I've got a new colleague, and he posted one of my ranger colleagues, and he was listening to Silverchair, and I'm like, oh my god, I have a new colleague that listens to Silverchair. So yay! So I listened to Silverchair then, and I've been listening to all the witches, and a lot of blues actually in the last weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing new actually. Yeah, Avatarium is new, so I've listened to something new.
And otherwise, I didn't force you to anything this time, so...
No, you didn't force me, so it came out of my own interest. So,
it's not always me. No. All right.
I never said I don't like to listen to new things, but I don't know. I'm just a sucker for the old stuff.
I'm just joking around, of course.
I know. I know you longer than today.
But
you know.
Not all the audience knows. So
kind of 20 years or something.
Something like that. But not all the audience.
No, 20
not all
years.
the audience knows. So I do want to state that at least. All right, then we're done for this week. And,
I think so.
Yeah. So, like I said, there will be some...
I wish you luck with your interview.
I will need it. I will need to do some...
No, you will do fine.
I will need to try and do some research and prepare at least something, so I can do that tomorrow. I don't have time to do that.
I will promise I will look into if I get a bass player to answer the questions. I don't think that will be in YouTube version like video, but I will.
Yeah, we'll
see if I can get a new bass player to answer some questions.
Good. Then let's keep people.
Oh God, what did I just do? What did I do to myself?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drop in the comments whether you think you need that Elvira thing needs to do this on YouTube. So I can say that. Do leave us a comment.
Nobody wants to see my face.
Do leave it in the comments.
No, not your evil grin.
We'll see.
So guys, thank you very much for listening this week. I will end this podcast before everybody will leave comments.
Then we'll do that.
No. So yeah, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks, of course. If you haven't not done already, like us, subscribe to us. Give us some comments, like our photos or something. I don't know. Give us some love in general.
Even if Valentine's Day is over.
And if you have cool shows that we should go see, let us know. If you know about albums that will be dropping and we should definitely check them out, let us know.
Yeah.
And
that's
have a good
all
week.
we have to say. Bye.
Bye.